It's a beautiful sentiment to sing that he's never lost. But maybe it's just me, maybe there's 2 or 3 of you in the room that'll identify with this, but sometimes when I'm thinking about the songs that we sing, I think about a lyric like never lost. But I can also look back over my life and consider the stories of those that I know, and consider the events of the world, the difficulties, the struggles, the turmoil. And I'll think, has it really never lost? Now, I know, there's a hyper-spirituality and emotionalism that would just say, yeah, I've got problems, but I'm just going to use my faith and church experiences as another narcotic to numb the pain that I'm unwilling to face. Oh, you didn't know church could be a drug? Gotta get to the next concert, gotta get to the next event, gotta get to the next service, gotta get to the next camp, gotta get to the next podcast, gotta get to the next book, gotta get to the next...
Okay, come on.
Not that those things are bad, those things are good, those things are helpful, those things are right. But when we're using them to escape our pain rather than deal with it, the presence of God should not be the place that we go to escape our problems. It should be the place that we go to process them. I don't know about that. That sounds kind of spooky, like New Age, like this little... Well, that's what David did.
Come on.
How else do you write a song? Many are they increased that trouble me. Many there be which rise up against me. Many there be which say of my soul, there is no help for him in God. But thou, O Lord, art a shield, my glory and the lifter of my head. Before he ever got to recognizing who God was and what he was capable of, he identified his problems. That's a word right there. I'm sorry, I'm gonna pause. That's a word. That's for somebody in this room because you've been trying to reconcile this gospel of hope and peace and joy and comfort, but all that you've known in your life is struggle and depression and anxiety and fear and disappointment and friends that have walked out on you and people that have betrayed you and those that are supposed to support you and love you look at you funny when you walk past. So if God has never lost, why does my life feel in some ways like a losing streak? But then we have to consider the nature and the character of the God that we sing about. He is transcendent and immanent. He's transcendent in that he is beyond the material things of this world. He is high and above. The Bible says surpassing greatness. He's so holy. His thoughts are on another level. His way of thinking, his justice, we can't even comprehend it. But at the same time, he's immanent, which means he dwells within. He's close. He's near to us. He has the power to call Lazarus out of the grave. But he has the compassion, the closeness, to wrap his arms around Mary and Martha while they weep over what they've lost before he ever performs a miracle. Sometimes God doesn't fix your problems because he just wants you to recognize his presence in the middle of your pain. And so maybe there is a perspective that allows us to view the heartbreak and the disappointment, the struggles and the difficulties, not through this temporary, earthly, YOLO lens. That's what the culture says, you only live once. But the truth is, you live forever. And there are some things that will only make sense on the other side of eternity. One day, those who have placed their trust and faith in the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ will step across the threshold of time into eternity, and from that place, we will view our troubles and circumstances in the presence of God, where there is only joy, peace, hope, no sickness, no disease, only His power and His presence that flows from His goodness. So maybe that's why the widow can stand at the casket of her loved one and cry tears of joy. Maybe that's why my friend who lost his 5-year-old daughter on Christmas Eve to an asthma attack in his arms can still preach this gospel. Maybe that's why Paul could write, God, even though you won't take this thorn from me, this ache, this pain, my perspective says that this present suffering is not worthy to be compared to the glory that is to be revealed. So we aren't Christians or believers that ignore our problems or pretend they don't exist. We just have a different perspective of them.
Yes.
We're not seeing them in the context of time. We're seeing them in the context of eternity. And when we look back over the lonely places, the nights that we soaked the pillowcase with tears, the evenings we spent at the hospital fighting for those that we loved or fighting for our very own life, we will be able to say, God was with me every step of the way, and He was working all things together for my good and for His glory. And maybe it's from that place that we can sing with a true faith